Hey everyone, this is Drippy, and today in this video I'm gonna quickly go over three trades which we took last week: MGM, XPEV, and EXC. And I posted my other trades for the week on this video. It's on my pinned post right now, so make sure you watch that one before you watch this. And I told that if I get 150 likes and 50 retweets, and I didn't expect it, but there we have it. Right now we're sitting at almost like 300 likes here, so I decided to make this video for you guys. So let's dive in. So first ticker I'm gonna talk about is EXC. So let's go to I was the flow section here for unusual whales. So all these trades are based on like my TA plus flow analysis plus macro plus like just like the price action on that day. So make sure you pay attention to what I say today, because these things help you make conviction in a trade, and that's how you stay in the trade for a long time and don't lose the bigger picture. Okay, so first one is EXC. Now let's quickly I'm gonna quickly tell you guys what settings I had for the unusual whale. This is what I have usually for intraday analysis. Like this is just like every day I have this filters on. So the time is set to today, but in this example this was October 12th, so I put the time to October 12th here. And then premium range I always set to 50,000 plus, because that's where all the I think whale money is. Anything below that I try to kind of avoid it. I look at it, but I don't really trade it unless I have very high conviction. 50,000 is a good number, so premium range I set to that. And I also set this to ask only. The reason is because I'm looking for purchase, like ask side purchase on either calls or puts. I'm not looking for sold calls, because those are they're not really directional. They usually tell you that it's like someone is collecting a premium. So yeah. Anyway, and then I have here the out of money filter selected because I'm looking for out of money calls. Those are the settings I have usually. And then also I try to, like, I don't have the emojis, for example ETF and index, because I am not really index trader, but if you are, you can keep it. So anyway, on October 12th I saw there was these calls coming for EXC. Now EXC was on my kind of watch list before, because I was watching energy plays. Energy has been hot, so this is where your macro analysis comes, right? That that energy sector is hot right now. So that was the first like conviction point. And then I saw the flow here, and these are way out money calls. Now of course these are in 2022, but these are way out money calls. 48.3 was the underlying that day. So this was around noon. And I think like they were back-to-back orders, 55. So it looks like it was from the same party. So this is something I always look for. If the time is like within 1 minute or 2 minutes, it looks like someone purchased these and these were floor orders as well. And there's a like information here. What does that mean? So you can read it, but I look for floor orders, sweeps, and etc. So everything was looking good with respect to flow. Now let's move on to the chart for EXE. Now this was the chart. So here was the chart when I actually shared it on Twitter on October 13th around 11:53 a.m. This was a day after I saw the flow. And look at the pattern here. Now this is a very common flag pattern. So this is where your technical analysis comes, right? Like you're looking at this, and on a higher time frame you have a flag pattern. And what does flag pattern tell you, right? Like it's about to break out, like it's a continuation pattern. So that TA was looking solid for this, and the measured move is usually until like this level, the top. um, so I was just watching it. This was like on October third. Like, so let's go to the 5-minute chart here for that. So the level I was watching was like 48.9 after I saw the flow, because that was like a resistance area in the past, like here. So I was watching that, and I was watching this area as well, 49.32. So now I alerted that I got some lottos around 12, I think around this area when I saw. So one thing you should notice is that like this huge volume surge was a day before, just when like couple hours after those flow calls were made. And like whenever you see like end of day a surge in volume, usually it's like, I'm not saying 100% of the time, but usually it's followed next day there's a follow through. So I was like obviously watching this one, and I mean, to be honest, I didn't really expect it to go beyond like $50, but it went all the way to like 50.6. And like, let's say that even if you didn't get in earlier, you could have gotten on this EMA support here, right there. It was a perfect break and retest. So this, you could have gotten like anywhere on, as long as this EMA was holding. You could have gotten in around this area as well. And I think like this guy, I'm not sure who it is, but that guy put like $3,000 2-day to DT expiry. I wouldn't recommend anyone to do it, but he ended up making like $15,000 just in 2 days. So congratulations everyone who made. I know a lot of people took this trade, so it was a phenomenal trade. So this is how you combine everything together. So let's move on to our next trade, which was MGM. Now this is notably one of my best plays, and I have played MGM before as well. So let's look at the chart of MGM first. This was the chart before the big move. So now this is a bull flag. This is also a continuation pattern. If you don't know, like this, like huge amount of like accumulation going on here, and everything is available here. This is a pennant here, bull pennant. So very similar pattern here. Look, this pattern here, and breakout up, and the same thing here will happen. I'll show you what happened the other yeah. So let's go to the flow section for this. So this was of 8th. Let me actually show you this first. So on October 1st, like, so MGM is a ticker where I've seen like one party or a couple parties are been buying our money calls since last 2 months. So the stock of course made moves, big moves as well. So what does that tell you? That tells you that there is a party which is buying the shares and buying our money calls. And so this is another good thing. Like if you have traded this stock before, that if someone is buying our money calls, there's a high chance now that it's gonna run up again, because it has happened in the past. So that was another indicator for me. And this was on October 1st. I alerted the group. This was way back, like, and I told like these are like our money calls for 15th of October, $42 call, and like $46 for 8th. Some of them expired, but I was still watching MGM, just because I knew that some of these calls were still like open interest was still open. Some of these calls were still like open, they didn't sell it. And then the another day when I saw this on 8th of October, I was watching the flow, same filter setting like the other ones, nothing changed here. I was just watching the flow like I do every day during market. And like early morning around 10, and then around 1 o'clock, I saw these orders for 15th of October and then 19th of November. And these were like our money, just add the money, I would say. And then look at the size of these orders, $1.4 million. Someone paid for almost like 2 weeks expiry, like not even 2 weeks, within 1 week. So what does that tell you? That tells you that someone is gonna buy. And this was a sweep order as well, 100k, both greater than open interest. So like TA was looking solid. Macro, now macro MGM is like resorts and online again, not online gaming, resorts, gaming, casinos, and also they have hotels. They host a lot of fights, like the MMA fights, and on top of that they just purchased Entain, which from DraftKings, which was another big news. So and macro was looking amazing for this. It's been in the news for a while, and the TA was looking solid, and we were just in the trade. Now one thing to notice is that, let's say that you were not in the trade, right? A lot of people were not in the trade before, so I want to tell you that it's okay that if you're not even in the trade, just set the level here. Let's say that you set the level for the break of 45 46 level, and I alerted this to a lot of times to the folks that 46, above 46 it's going to moon, right? So let's go to the 5-minute chart here. Let's say you didn't enter, right? So what would be a good entry point for you? So let's go back. So this is way before that day. So let's play it out. You see, huge candle here, big volume, right? Like, how do you enter? Like 46 within 5 minutes. It was already like, let me just slow it down a little bit. Yeah. So this was a great entry point here, right there. You see, it's holding this EMA well, and it was just consolidating here for a while. I mean, this was a big move here. It was holding this EMA. Now you could have gotten in this with the stop of this EMA, and look at this big move. The volume is increasing, like it's not stopping. So you could have entered around this area, keeping a tight stop. And then I think I traded intraday, and we were already in the trade, so it already made the move. That's why you need to enter before, but you could have still made some money in this trade here. This was all day runner. It was running whole day, non-stop. I think we reloaded whole day. I mean, like, it was insane the amount of volume it had. And also on top of that, I mean, look at this is all relative volume on 5-minute. Like, it's a whole day. It has a strong volume breakout. And on top of that, I think I loaded calls as soon as, when I saw I had 46 calls, 47 calls. I mean, they went like 500%, like as soon as this opened here at 9-10 o'clock. Yeah, it was amazing trade, man. Like, this was one of the best after CCXI, I think. If you look at my recap here for that day, sorry, it's this one. Yeah, like 49 calls were 1800%, 48 call went 1700%. I didn't get, I rolled over contracts for 46 calls, and then went to 48, 49. So overall, definitely made more than 1000% on this trade. So this is how you can make a lot of money in just one trade. You just need to have a lot of conviction. And I showed you here, like, combining TA, macro, flow analysis, and just like having some patience, you can make a lot of money. You just have to be on the right side of the trade. Not don't think that you just have to be patient with these plays. Some of them work out later than you would expect. So next trade I want to talk about is XPEV. So XPEV was another, I alerted the group about XPEV on October 13th. Again, the same, I was watching live flow that day, and I saw that the premium, the premium was looking really good. Like, these are minimum $30,000 premium, and look like 76% bullish. So this was intraday around 2 o'clock my Eastern time. And let's look at the flow that day. So this was around 10 o'clock. I saw these out of money calls. Like, this was at $38. It's 42, 40, 42. So these are out of money calls, and these are some big orders. $200,000 floor order, 54,000 floor order. So everything was looking solid. Sold puts, a lot of bullish activity here. Premium could have been more, but Like just looking at the chart here, like this was the chart when I shared before. Now this is one of the patterns here. It's called falling wedge, in case you guys didn't know. And falling wedge is like a downward converging trend lines, and this was on a higher time frame, like a daily. So the breakouts are usually stronger when it happens. So in my opinion, it's just starting out now. This is a long way to go. And I'll also tell you how could you have traded this intraday. And so this was looking great. The flow was looking awesome. Alerted this on the Twitter before, a day before. And let's go to the 5-minute chart now. So I think this was like next day. Caution replayed. Okay, cannot be replayed. That's fine. Okay, so let's go back to the 5-minute chart here. So this was so it gapped up pre-market, like after hours, and then with respect to macro here, XPEV had great earnings, and it was kind of like, it was far from its all-time high. And this is a great company with the amazing delivery numbers, like just like Neo. And look at the volume bars here, like first 5 minute, look at this compared to the other days here, right? This is how you know that there's some strong buying pressure here. Look here, the relative volume is so strong. And let's say that you were not able to get in before like we did, but intraday also I loaded calls as soon as I saw my levels break here, this level, $40 level, which I told some of the folks. And I was just watching in the market, like my alert hit, and I was just like, I got in as soon as I waited. But let's say that you wanted to wait a little bit more. Now this was a perfect entry as well. So this, I loaded more here, like whole day loading here. I loaded more here, like look, perfect flag breakout here, the EMA support. This was a great entry point, and then it just went nuts. And I alerted on Twitter that this was up 5% at that time, and I told that another 5% is possible. That's what happens. I've traded XPEV before. I know that it can make big moves in a single day, and that's what it did. And then I have told 11 o'clock take profits, because if the trend doesn't continue after 11, that means it's not gonna make another high of day. That's what happened here. This was the highest, so we got out at the highest point. Now I rolled over contracts. I on this dip here, I got like 44 calls for 29th of October, but just an amazing trade. In general, you could have made a lot even without swinging this, right? Intraday and swing. So combine technical analysis with flow analysis, you will be solid. Another solid trade. I think overall made more than 250% on this in just like couple hours, I would say. Yeah, so I hope you guys like the content. Make sure you like and subscribe so I can keep making these videos. Always remember, the conviction you have will help you hold these calls for long. You can have your stops. Just don't go all in, right? For example, in MGM, I went 30 to 40% of my position size, and then I entered more. Same with XPEV. I don't enter full position size on the swings. I wait when the levels break out, and then I go full in when the actual action happens, because you can get premium spike the same day, and also you can buy weeklies, so that way you can get the maximum return, right? So for swings, I keep 2-3 weeks out, but as soon as my levels hit and I see strong volume, I go for weekly calls as well, because I know that I can get a lot of money out of it. That day it was just phenomenal. Amazon moved so much. A lot of people made amazing money on Amazon, but I don't regret it, because I stuck to my plans and my watch list, and it was a phenomenal trade. This whole week has been phenomenal, right? Like the previous trades I told you. I mean, if you go look at my like his trade recaps for the last week, it's been just absolutely nuts, you know, like this whole week. So I'm super grateful for everything. You know, if you're not subscribed to Unusual Whales, do it now. And also make sure you like and subscribe to my channel if you like my content. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.